All right, senior home business family, how you guys doing today? Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a wonderful week, especially if you're a senior placement specialist. If you're someone out there helping seniors, give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear from you. Subscribe to this channel. We talk about senior placement every week on this channel, senior placement business. We talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and business as well, because we want you to be able to thrive in this economy. We love what's going on in this industry. This industry is popping. If you want to know more about what we do, you can click some links down below. You can schedule a consultation call with me like today. Oh my gosh, man, my schedule today is slammed full today. It's like 1 hour after the other. So this video is going to be about 20 minutes long or so. We're going to keep popping. Drew is not with me today, and the reason he's not because him and his wife are heading to the hospital to have their third child, man. So congratulations to Drew. Wish him well down in the comment section down below as well. It's super exciting, but that's the only reason he's not with me today. We are talking about Tour Senior Living. This is one of the areas we have up in the Sacramento, California area, and just get a little bit of a look at it. It's not just a landing page. It's not a website. This is something that you can use as a tool, as a senior placement specialist that are out there. Maybe you have your own business already. You're a franchisee, and you would love to utilize this to help generate leads, to help seniors, to empower families to make an educated decision throughout this process. But today we're going to talk about stop hustling. This is how the smartest senior placement agents are winning in 2025. And I say 2025 because this business, as I've said many times on this channel, back in 2015 was just a normal, traditional knock on doors, all that kind of stuff, or as the business, and things are progressing. Don't get left behind in this industry, because in this industry, things are changing just like in any other industry, right? I mean, if you're still doing this business like it's 2015, then you're going to be left behind. So we're going to talk about number one, the outreach and lead generation. I believe I got like 5 of these points I want to go through with you. And I want to give you what the average senior placement agent is doing out there versus the TSL partner. So I really want you to understand, as you saw the thumbnail, if you saw the guy kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got all these business cards and I'm trying to get contacts. I'm trying to get leads. And then you got a TSL partner over there doing it online, still providing a concierge service, you guys. It's still helping families. It's still hearing their story, because they may end up calling you when they land on a community's landing page. They could email you, or they could call you, or guess what? They can contact the community directly. But outreach and lead generation, the average agent is hustling every day. Cold calling, knocking on facilities' doors, dropping off brochures. And I put facility there on purpose because I know in the industry, we don't call them facilities because that is the F word, right? We don't call them facilities, but I put them on there because the average person out there will call them facilities. But dropping off brochures, hoping someone calls back. Their business is planted in the soil of hope and a wing and a prayer. Meaning, oh man, I dropped a business card off. I hope the social worker calls me back. I went to the community. I'm hoping that they signed a senior referral agreement. And TSL partners are not hoping. They have a searchable profile and a national database. And I say national because we're like 27, 28 partners now. As I've said many times on this channel, we'll be 100 by the end of the year. We are having right now people calling. Like I said, I've got tons of appointments this afternoon, one after the other, every half an hour, talking to people. And we're starting to get people that are calling us going, hey, I would like this certain territory. And the certain territory they want is unavailable. Don't get left behind, because we are only having one senior placement agent per territory. So don't be left behind on that. But this is what a TSL partner can do, a searchable profile. Okay, it's a national database. We have thousands and thousands of hits per month. I mean, beyond thousands. There's hundreds of thousands of hits per month. That's amazing. But you're able to help families online, because you realize today 48% of people that are searching online and will complete the process of senior placement by themselves. And if you are saying, well, I don't do that, I hold their hand through the process, that's cool, fine, and dandy. However, you're leaving 48% of the market, 48% of potential clients on the table. And you don't want to do that, right? So the next one would be Brand, credibility, online presence. I preach about this all the time. As a senior placement agent, you need to establish brand. I mean, what essentially is brand? I mean, brand is what someone talks, how they talk about you when you're not in the room, right? What is the story that comes to mind when they think about you and you're not present and they begin talking to others about you? That's your brand. And so you want to make sure that you're establishing a brand, but the average agent out there is building everything from scratch. It's what I did, right? When I started my agency back in 2018, I was building everything from scratch. I got this hideous business card. And I mean hideous. I did it off Vista Print, I believe, but it was black and turquoise blue, and it looked much better on the screen than it did when I actually arrived in the box. I had a terrible $9.99 Wix website, and you're building from scratch. That's all I was doing. My only goal for the month was to gain $5,000 consistently every month thereafter. That was my only goal. I got a video on that a long time ago. If you want to watch more videos on this channel, and again, click the link down below. You can watch a free webinar, all that stuff. But we got like 780 videos on this channel you can watch. That was my only goal. Now, did I achieve my goal? Well, we did $12,000 of business that first month. You can too. Now, $12,000 may not seem like a whole lot. That was gross. I know that's, you got to minus taxes and things like that. But hey, you know what? That first month, I was on pace to do $144,000 that particular month. And you can too. Maybe you're sitting in your living room right now, you're watching this channel, you're going, man, Matt, how do I get out of this rat race? I'm making $65,000, $75,000, $85,000, barely paying the bills, living paycheck to paycheck. That was me back in the day. I fully get it. I'm not there anymore. I made a decision. And that's what you're going to have to do, sit in that living room, make a decision today. And your first decision is schedule a consultation call. That's all you have to do. But once you start building your business, you're going to have to be all in. And you are, as an average agent, going to have to do everything from scratch. And you're going to have to claw, move forward, do the things that you want to do and maybe don't want to do. That's probably more important, right? Doing the things you don't want to do. Because you know what everybody wants to do in this business? Let me give you a little pro tip. When they get in this business, they go, oh, man, I need a beautiful website. I need a beautiful business card, which I did not have back in the day. I just told you that. And I need all these different things. And they're comfortable getting on their computer and doing all these administrative duties. And I'm telling you, that is the wrong way about going about doing it. You need to go out and get a lead. And when you get a lead, then things start getting pumped up within you. You start getting energized in this momentum, and then you feed off that momentum, and you have one client that you are working with, you're pouring your heart, sweat, and tears into to make sure they're placed in the appropriate location. And that's what I did. I still remember my first client better than I do the client I did 3 days ago, or maybe 2 days ago, I believe it was. I still remember the first client because I spent a couple hours when I got the lead that late afternoon. And then the next day I spent 8 hours just poring over this file, looking at her ADLs and behaviors and preferences and all this kind of stuff I was looking for. But you're going to have to build from scratch. But TSL Partners, what they can do is you're immediately part of a recognized national platform. Okay, with a polished and trusted brand that gives you instant credibility and visibility in your local market. What I mean by that is you're going to be one of one. If your territory is available, find out by clicking the link down below. But if it's available, what you'll be able to do is do this business like no one else is doing it. Everybody else is doing it traditional way. Some people, maybe a small percentage now, are doing it online. That's the way I have done it since 2019. Now, I don't mean like the national companies. I'm not talking about gaining somebody's private information and disseminating that information to 30 different communities, and they all call that one number, becomes a telemarketing game. I'm not talking about that at all. But it's, instead of doing an in-person meeting, you're doing an online meeting. Instead of doing a physical tour, you're doing a virtual tour. And there's other different components and how you package that together. But it's been powerful. But even the online presence and the online strategies I've had over the years does not come close to comparing to TSL. TSL will give you instant credibility and visibility in the market. You'll be able to get people on your landing page, have your link on social media, and they're going to be able to click that link and see all these different communities that will pop up on the screen. I mean, look at us like this again, the Sacramento area, and all these different communities will populate, right? And you can just click one and the information will pop up. You see my ugly mug pops over here on the right. They can send a message or call me, and they could drop down. They could call the community directly. Got citations on there. We got all kinds of videos. There's all different kinds of things that we do this for you. I mean, this is a amazing, not beyond concept, but reality to what is happening. When you sign up for TSL, our production team goes to work, man. They scrape your whole area. You have 100 RCFEs. You have 50 plus skilled nursing and hospitals on there. Your landing page will look just like that. They're able to do this extremely quick, and you'll be up and running. Why are you trying to figure all this out on your own when you can utilize TSL? So let's get down to number 3, resident engagement and referral credit, right? So the average agent is doing what? Must be involved in every step along the way, from first contact to follow-up. I mean, it's just the way it is. So, I mean, you're hoping your phone goes off. You're hoping your email gets dinged. You're hoping something happens, and then you got to follow up with them quickly. It's the way the communities do it as well, right? When the communities get leads from national companies or local, but especially national, they have to follow up those leads extremely quick. And if they don't, some other community is going to capture that lead, get into a conversation with that individual, and then go down the road. Same with senior placement agents. So if you don't follow up immediately and begin to do this, it's going to be hard for you. So let's say you're in real estate and you want to add this to your real estate business, or you're doing something else and you really want to get this going, or you're just trying to expand your own senior placement business. TSL will work. I woke up this morning with 3 or 4 leads in my email. And then this down the road. I mean, I'm not following up extensively as though I was doing it in a traditional way. I mean, they immediately begin to look on the page. They begin to, based on their mom's care needs, right? So if we go back to that page, let me go over here and I'll show this to you. So if you go back on this page, let's get off that right there. And you go up here to care needs. I mean, it's just like Zillow. They can click some different care needs that they need, right? And when they do that, these communities will populate to the top. And so that is so amazing. So TSL partners, even if the family contacts the community directly through a TSL link, you still get paid. That's amazing, because in reality, somebody could call me in a traditional way apart from TSL and begin to get some information from me. And then what could happen is they could go online through a national company and you won't get paid. If you don't know how to get out of that, there is a strategy that will help out most of the time. But if you don't know that strategy and have the documentation, you're not going to know how to deal with that. And then they could call another senior placement agent. They might bump into somebody else that, oh, don't forget, Matt, you need to call Sally. Sally is the professional. Sally helped us years ago. Sally's amazing. And then you just lost that lead altogether. However, if they're on your landing page of TSL, they can contact the community directly, and I'm still getting paid, right? So TSL attracts a source, protects your referral while giving families freedom to act. I love that piece, because families are empowered to make their own decision. And senior placement agents are notoriously thinking about, I want control. I don't want to relinquish any of this. I mean, I got to have them and talk to them. I'm the professional. I'm the one. I'm the go-to person. I get all that. That's confidence. You should think like that. You should think like you're the best senior placement agent out there. However, 48% of the families are doing what? Going and doing a search on their own. And that number is only going to increase, you guys, as this industry is exploding. More and more seniors are coming onto the scene in need of assisted living. 2030, all the baby boomers will be 65 and above. This is an amazing opportunity for you to be a part of this industry, and you can work out of your own house. Now, this is a built-in office I've got in my house. I've got an office upstairs, but you know what? All you need is a dining room table. All you need is a couch. All you need is a cell phone. All you need to know is strategy. You need systems and processes in place to be successful. If you don't have systems and processes in place, you're going to be unsuccessful. And too many would-be senior placement agents are just trying to do this business like old school, a name drop business. No systems, no processes. Just if I can get a lead. If I can just get a lead, then man, I can just get paid. You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a hint. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the senior. So whether I get paid or not, I'm still helping the senior, because my philosophy is, and at the core of who I am, is I'm an advocate for seniors. And being an advocate for seniors, I'm willing to help somebody regardless of payment. But let me tell you, you're going to get paid. And when you get paid, if you don't know and you're visiting this channel and you're like, what in the world is this business? How much could I get paid? You're going to make somewhere between $5,000 and $12,000 per move-in. Now, that's incredible. Now, $12,000 is on the high end. $5,000 is more realistic average of what you'll get paid. But if you've been in the industry any length of time, you've made right about $12,000 or close to it throughout time. So let's go to number 4 with TSL. I love this piece. I wish Drew was on the call today because he does a fantastic job with this. We do a lot of training on Tuesdays evening. I forgot what day it was. Tuesdays, we do training with our partners. We meet every week. We go over all different things that we're adding to TSL. It constantly grows. It constantly gets better. And then we coach very practical situations, how to overcome objections, how to get your tablet, your business card, everything within a skilled nursing facility. So you can empower not only the family, but you can empower social workers that will have real-time information in front of them instead of going, call Matt, call Sally, call whoever. They're looking at the tablet and going, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm able to help the family, show them. And then again, the family can either contact you through an email or phone call, or they could go on the community's landing page and do what? Call the community directly. But training and support, the average agent out there is learning the hard way, a solo effort. Have you ever tried to learn something by yourself? And maybe you were successful, or maybe you weren't successful, but you know what? More than likely, it is a hard road to go on anything in life. There's typically no guidance. You're figuring it out through trial and error. Let me watch Matt's YouTube channels. Let me watch all 780 videos, and maybe I'll get a little bit of a glimpse of what to do next. And you're trying to figure it out all by yourself. And who knows, you may figure it all out. It may take you 6 months, might take you 12, 2 years, it might, whatever. But if you want to get on the fast track, you've got to make a decision. This is what you want to do. This is who you are, and I'm willing to pay the price to get involved with it. Now, the good news about the price is, well, bad news is it's not that cheap. I'm going to tell you that right now, because if we're going to enable you and help you get 2 or 3 move-ins per month, and then we've got students that are making $30,000, $60,000 months, we're going to get you to that place. It's not going to be $25. Don't call me and say, oh man, I thought it was a couple $100. It's not a couple $100. So you need to go do something else to kind of get some money. The good news is this though, when you call franchises, they're $75,000 to $85,000 up front, $800 to $3,000 per month on a sliding scale for 10 years. Typically with us, it's nowhere near that. And we got financing in place. We got all kinds of things you can do to get involved with it. But a TSL partner, you're backed by a team of coaches, myself, Brittany, you see on Wednesdays, others, students and partners that are doing very well in this industry, mentors they become who've done it before. It's just whenever you want to do something in life, oftentimes all you have to do is reverse engineer it, right? Now, I believe a little bit of that, probably 80% of that, not 100%. I think, the other 20%, it still needs to be you. You need to be authentic in your calling and what you do and your purpose. But 80% of it could just be reverse engineering it. We've already done it. I'm doing it. Brittany's doing it. Countless students, 250 plus students across the country in 35 states are doing it. Come be a part of our community and we'll teach you. So here, number 5 is scalability and growth. I mean, if you want to grow, if you want to scale, now, if you just want to sustain your business, if you just want to maintain it, I mean, you can still probably do it the traditional way. I know a lot of people, and even some of my students are just doing it traditional way. They're getting 2 or 3 move-ins, maybe 4 or 5, maybe a little bit more, depends on where they are. And that's okay. But if you want to grow, if you want to scale, TSL is the way to go. The average agent out there, you're doing everything alone, limited by time and energy, okay, which is a limited resource, right? I'm 56, soon to be 57 years of age come November. I've got limited amount of time. I notice as I get older, there's a limited amount of energy. Can I get amen out there? Somebody that, you don't feel as energetic today. Now, maybe you can't tell by the way I'm talking because I'm pretty much an energetic kind of guy. I wake up this way. My wife doesn't. She goes, oh my gosh, I wake up, man, I'm ready to go. But nevertheless, it's a limited amount of time you've got. And not only just during the day when you're working and Monday through Friday, if you work on weekends, but I'm talking about life in general. Follow your purpose. Do not say, I'll wait 6 months from now. I'll wait 12 months from now to get involved in this industry. If it's something you really want to do, you just got to pull the trigger and go for it. It's what I did to got into the business. But scaling feels impossible without burning out, because I'm telling you, once you get in this business, you start doing 2 or 3 a month, you're going to have the itch to do 5. And when you get 5, you have the itch to do 10. And the reason is because you want to scale. There's something within you that says, man, I want to grow my business. And the reason you want to grow your business is because the more people you're helping, not only the more money you're making, but you're helping more and more seniors. The more hands you shake, the more money you're going to make, right? So the more connections you make. Now, hands you shake, you do that in person, do that at a network event, do that somewhere else in your community. However, if you do it on TSL, man, the networking, the connections just explode. So TSL Partners, you're building a business, not a hustle. Too many senior placement agents out there are building something based primarily on hustle. And because limited time, limited energy that you have, you will burn out. You will not continue to have the same amount of hustle today that you had yesterday. And you'll start to get rejections. You'll start to get some roadblocks. You'll start to get some pitfalls. And when you do, you're going to fall short and you're going to give up because you're going to think it's not for you. And all these limiting beliefs are going to flood your mind. And you're going to begin to think, oh my gosh, this worked for other people, but not me. Let me go find something else. And if you would just give it a shot, if you would just say, you know what, I'm going to put away the hustle. Now, I mean, not working hard. I work hard, but the hustle, man, is always the grind. You got to work 16 hours a day. I don't work 16 hours a day. I mean, now maybe in my mind, I'm thinking about certain things, but I tell you what, I work a lot less today than I did back when I first started my business, 2018. It was a hustle and a grind because I didn't know anything else. I knew the process. I knew some strategies, but I had to go out and make it happen. TSL will make it happen for you, right? So TSL gives you the tools, the exposure, and support to grow into multiple markets and even build a team if you want. So if you want the tools, you want the exposure, and you want the support, you should be on TSL. What you should be doing right now is clicking the link down below and schedule a consultation call with myself. I don't farm this out to my team. I don't farm this out to some, sales team that's out there. Maybe other people do that. I get that. I want to get on the phone with you and talk and make sure this is the right industry for you. I'll do a deep dive into your concerns, into what you want to do in life, and see if it's a match. If it is, great, we can go down that road. If not, we had a great conversation. Hopefully you'll be a follower. Hopefully I can help you out at some point in life. But that is what I want to bring to you today is you need to get involved in this business, but stop hustling. So if you're a current senior placement agent out there or a franchisee, and you're feeling like you're hustling, you feel like you're just on this treadmill. You feel like you're moving fast, but not going anywhere. If that's what you feel like you're doing today, then you need to start working smarter as a senior placement agent and start winning in 2025. And how you do that is by signing up with TSL. It is proprietary software. Nobody else has it. It is phenomenal. It's revolutionary. We've tested it in certain areas. I got my own area tested months ago just to make sure that it works. It works. It's phenomenal. I love it. Our partners love it, and you will too. So again, if you're a placement agent or a franchisee, let's talk. If you're someone who just wants to get into business, we can talk as well and get you on board. So, hey, hope you enjoyed this today. Go get them. Go help a senior today. Helping seniors is the most rewarding thing you'll ever do in life. It is the people that have had a journey and they got somewhere in life now and they're unable to do certain things by themselves, and they need people like you and I to help them. Now, this is not a caregiver position, but this is help navigating them through a difficult time in their life to get to the right place so they are cared for. So if that's your vision, if that's your heart, that's something you feel like you would be good at and you want to do, give me a call. Well, can't give me a call. I guess you got to click the link and I'll give you a call. We'll jump on a Zoom and we'll talk about it. So, hey, until next time, God bless.